Yep, you can. Oh. Hey, how's it going everyone? This is DCSU81 and today I'm gonna do a review on this, the Mafex John Wick Chapter 4 from the Lion's Gate. Okay, so I'm really excited to be getting this figure because this is like a grand finale, at least for me, and he just looks very good. And this is not just one figure, it's actually a 1.5 because it just comes with a separate torso body without the legs, so I call it 1.5. And from here you can see that it just looks good. I mean, you can see all the weapons here and even the body and the amount of hands behind him. Oh my goodness. This side we can see John Wick. I do hope that they are using the other body. And this is the other side of the box. At the back of the box we can see all the cool things about this John Wick. Yes, this is the other half of the body, the weapons, the haze that he comes with. Wow. Okay, let's get him out. Okay, so this is John Wick Chapter 4, Round the Boss, and he looks like he's going for a haircut because of the plastic that they put around him. Yeah, it just looks like he's going for a haircut. Okay, so with that being taken off, let's take a look at him. To be honest, I don't really like this look. Okay, I mean, the overall coat just looks great, but there's a lot of chunk going around. You can see there's a chunk here, and then there's a chunk here, and then there's a chunk here. It just looks overall very chunky kind. I know it's all for the articulations, but it doesn't look good, and it just makes him looks kind of fat in a way. Yeah, so I think I'm going to prefer the half body, which of course I will show it to you guys as well. So let's take a look. This piece here is like a soft plastic things. Yeah, it does feels very hard, and from here you can see the inner part of the body. Yes, this, I think this is the way that they have to do it, but still I don't really fancy that. In comparing with this maniple extra body, yeah, it does, you can tell why I say that he looks fat. Yeah, this is the kind that I'm looking at, the skinny version. This one just looks a bit chunky, but it does have a lot of details on the coat though. You can see all the creases here. This makes it looks like a real cloth. Yeah, but of course if this is a real cloth, I believe it looks 10 times nicer. Okay, so from the back, yeah, it's just all black. Of course the joint will be black as well, and the shoe is something that set it apart because it does have the glossy, very nice, looks like a real shoe there. Yep, so other than that, let's take a look at his head. Okay, this one here, the lightness is slightly off, I would say, from what I can see here. Not that good, you know. Doesn't somehow from this angle he does look like Keanu Reeves. Yeah, but with the straight face it doesn't really look like him. Yeah, let me know what you think down in the comment sections below, whether do you think this likeness is spot on or is really off like I think. Yeah. And next we'll move on to the articulations. I'll start with the head as always, so you can look to the right, look to the left. Surprisingly, the hair isn't going to restrict it, but I believe he can't look up because of the hair. Okay, looking down is still okay. For his arm, you can go 360 degree, I hope. Let's see. Yep, you can. Oh, sorry about that, too hard. Yeah, so don't worry about it because you can actually remove it, I believe. Yeah, so there is a very big chunk of butterfly joints here. Okay, let's see how well you can move up. More than 90 degrees there, and there isn't any cuts on the arm, but you can still shivels it pretty well. Double joint elbow, yes, that's pretty good. For his hands, you can turn around going up and down, no problem. And from here you can see 2 points of articulations. The lower torso you can actually shivels around going side to side, and at this portion here you can also go down pretty well because this piece here isn't going to restrict. Yeah, it's also a little soft, so it's quite flexible, you can see that. And let's see how well he can do a bend forward, which is pretty well, I would say. Going backwards is also pretty well, surprisingly, because I thought the coat will actually restrict it, but because it's not that hard, so you can still do a pretty good bending backwards. Okay, so for his leg, you can already see you can actually pull it down. There's a pull down mechanism which works pretty well. No cuts on the thighs, but you can still do some swivels with the legs being pulled down. Yeah, wow, more than 90 degrees, so you can do some kung fu kick. And going backwards is also not too bad. Yep, this time around it's being restricted by the coat from going more backwards. So his leg, I believe, is a single joint. Yes, this is a single joint, so it's slightly more than 90 degrees only. For his foot, yeah, it can actually going sideways, up and down, but it's also being restricted by the pants, and there are toe hinges there, you can see that. Okay, so with both legs being pulled apart, I think you can do a pretty well, not pretty well, sorry, just like this for a split. I think still okay. Not too bad. Yeah, so the articulation, surprisingly, is not being hindered by this coat there because it's pretty soft. Yeah, but his head and the hair is the one that is actually restricting the head movement quite a little bit. And let's see, he does have a separate neck, but again, because of the shirt that he's wearing, so it's actually restricting it a little bit. Yep, so I think he's still all good for the articulations. And right up next, we'll move on to the accessory. I'll start with the hands as always. So it does come with a pair of relaxed hands that's already on the figure, pair of open palms hand, and I'm sure you noticed something different, which is he's losing one of his the left hand, the ring finger is being cut off. Yeah, now that I see, I do remember there is a scene that he cut off his you know, the ring finger. A pair of closed fist hands, and you can see it's missing the left ring finger as well. Pair of closed fist hand with the hole for him to hold on to his weapon. Again, you can see it's losing the fingers. Another very similar closed fist hand with the hole. I believe one is for holding the katanas and one is for holding the nunchucks. A pair of pointing hands, or is this the gun trigger hands? And another pair of hands, which I'm not even sure what is this hand for. And next we do have another gun trigger hands. I believe this is for the holding on to the guns, if I'm not wrong. And another pair of hands to hold on to his weapon. You can also use this as something like a thumbs up hands as well. And lastly, another set of injured hand, which is for the right hand. One is with the closed fist hand and one is with the relaxed hands. And for his weapon, he just comes with this handgun, which looks very good because you can see the details of it. Yeah, you can even see the something like a gun barrel here. Yeah, I think it looks very good with the gold there. And also this very classic pistol. Yeah, looking pretty good. And also an axe here, which looks pretty blunt because it's all black. I was hoping that I can actually paint this part into silver, or does it looks all black in the movie? I kind of forgot. And this katana actually looks very good. It looks very real as well. Wow. And my personal favorite, a nunchuck. Okay, looks very nice. And like I mentioned, it just comes with this upper part body, yeah, for you to interchange, of course without the coat but still with the tie on. Yeah, looks very nice. And he just comes with a separate belt. I believe it's just for this body. Yep. Last but not least, it just comes with this other head, which I always thought is an injured one, but it's not. So let's compare what's the different. I think just the hair coming down. Yeah, looks a bit rugged for this head, but I'm kind of disappointed because I thought this is the injured one with some bloods on his face. Looks very similar, just the hair. And again, the lightness didn't improve even with the hair coming down. And he also comes with a very standard Mafex stand. So as you can see, wow, this John does come with lots of accessory, especially wow, the number of hands. I mean, there are 9 set of hands here, including this will be 10 set of hands. And this is where I really hope that they actually give an instruction manual, because I really don't know which hand is being used for which weapon. I think we just gotta do some trials and errors, which is what I'm going to show you guys next. And now we'll try on some of the hands onto the weapons. So let's start with the guns. So I'd like to start with these very classic guns. Let's see which one is the gun trigger hands. I believe this is the one. Let's see. Okay, yes, this one does fits perfectly, as you can see, and this one does have a slightly bigger holes if I'm not wrong. Okay, so let's try with another one, which is, yeah, I think this one will be much more bigger than this, because this gun does have a bigger wider holder as compared to this gun. Okay, it's a lot wider, as you can see that. Okay, so you have to use this bigger hole hands to hold the guns. So yep, so both of the pair of hands belongs for different guns. You can see it fits perfectly, and here is how it looks like holding on to both of the guns.
Fire!
And next we shall check out on which hand he used to hold on to these very beautiful katanas. I'm going to try with this one here. No, I think this one is too big of a hole for this small holder. I believe should be this one. This one, is it even bigger? So let's try. Yes, I think this is the perfect ones to hold on to the katanas. You can see it holds perfectly over here. Okay, how about this axe? Okay, it should be this handle, because this hand have a bigger hole. Let's try. Nope, not going to fit. Yeah, it's not going to fit. So I believe, oh, okay. Yeah, you can actually remove it to actually let him hold on to it. Let's try now. Yeah, okay, yep, you can go in now. Okay, so this is how you need to let him hold on to the axe. You need to remove the lower portions before you can fit the hands into it. And this is how it looks like holding on to the katanas as well as the axe. Wow, this is rather cool. And the last weapon that he have is my personal favorite, the nunchucks. So I believe he should use one of the same one as the hands for the katanas or the axe. So let's try the one with the katanas. Yep, can go straight in. Very simple. How about the other hands for the axe? So let's see. Yep, you can use that as well. So it's a lot of trial and error. You can actually use different hands to hold on to this nunchuck, so it works very well. And I believe that these hands, the one like a thumbs up, can also be used for the nunchuck, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I'm not wrong. It is also very fitting for this nunchuck, as you can see. Wow, I think this is the one that is actually made for the nunchuck. Now we look at that. We have a Bruce Lee over here. Okay, we are done with the weapons, so let's try to interchange the half of the body. So basically we just need to remove his torso. Okay. Not good, because this joint is supposed to stay so that it can be used for this body. Okay, so how do we get this out now? It's rather tight. Oh, okay. With a little bit of force, you can actually pull it out. So let's fit that back in. Okay, with a very loud clicking sound. And remember to put this piece, the belt. Okay, and then we're gonna have the body back in. Okay, no clicking sound, but I can totally feel that it went in. And since we have a headless John Wick, let's try with the other alternate head that it comes with. I think this is more suitable for this body because he's I think he's had some fight. Yeah, so he's rugged and he actually opened up his coat. Yeah, I think this is what I really prefer my John Wick to look like. For this one, it's kind of too fat for me. Yeah, this one looks better. And now we do have a very good looking John Wick with the gun and the axe. Do click on the likes button if you enjoy the review. Thank you. Now for the size comparison, I'd like to compare him with some SH figures. I do have this Tony Stark. Wow, quite surprising that he's slightly taller than him. And also this Marvel Legends Professor X, and somehow he can stand now. And he is also slightly taller than him. Now I do have the John Wick Chapter 2 from Mafex, but somehow I just couldn't find him anywhere else. So I just have to resort to Peter B. Parker. Okay, from Mafex of course. Looks almost the same height, or maybe slightly taller. And also this Evil Ryu from Jada Toys. I just love this guy, my goodness. And lastly, we will compare with this amazing Yamaguchi Venom, which is surprisingly not that much taller than him. And also this CD Toys Agent Venom, which is almost the same height as him. Okay, so for my final thoughts, I would think that this Chapter 4 John Wick is a great figure in overall. In terms of weapons, he have lots. In terms of hands, he have tons of it. But the likeness is just a little bit off, and I just love the half body that they give so that we have a different options. However, it's not a must have for you guys if you already have some other John Wicks like Chapter 1 or Chapter 2, unless you want a final chapter for John Wick together with Kane, and then this will be the recommended versions that you should own. I do hope that you enjoyed this review, and I will catch you guys again in my next video. I hope you will watch this video over here.